What's the haps, Morgs MMA community? Listen, first and foremost, I'd like to apologise for my inactivity. Haven't felt that great, but that's no excuse. Missed 2 fight nights, but look, still undefeated, still undisputed, still if Morgs says it, bet the house on it because it's facts, mum. So anyway, I already recorded this entire video and realised my microphone wasn't plugged in, so I'm not very happy, but I'm going to go through and do it all again for the people. Let's go! Look, this is UFC 293, Israel Adesanya versus Strickland, okay? Sydney, Australia, baby. First fight of the main card. Tyson Pedro versus Anton Turkalj. Look, Anton Turkalj, I think he's lost both of his fights in the UFC. I'm not sure, but look, we can look past that because one of his losses was a submission loss in September 2021 to Jailton Almeida. And look, we all know how Almeida is now doing upper division at heavyweight. That dude is an animal. He is shredded. He is a big, big boy, and he is dominating those heavyweights. And Tyson Pedro, I believe he lost his last fight to Bukauskas, but before that, I've seen him get finishes. And I think his last showing in Australia was a finish. Now, it's a pick'em fight, as the odds say, and I do see it as quite a bit of a pick'em fight. Could go either way. So going off that, I'm going to base my pick of Tyson Pedro's second round knockout TKO because he is fighting in his hometown, Sydney, Australia. He is FTA from the area. Shay, UFC 293, Tyson Pedro is going to pump Anton Turkalj. He can't handle the pressure. He doesn't have that dog in him like Tyson, and Tyson Pedro will not lose in front of that home crowd. Tyson Pedro's second round knockout TKO. Next up, pardon me guys, Justin Tafa versus Austin Lane. Look, bow, bow, bow. Justin Tafa can crack like a motherfucker. That's the second coming of Mark Hunt, not including Tai Tuivasa. That guy's a beast. Absolute animal. 6'3", 6 foot, 283. That is a big boy. 74-inch reach, so he's got a good reach for the division, alright? And he's fighting Austin Lane, who does look quite a bit more athletic. I don't believe he's fought in the UFC. And the last time we saw Justin Tafa, he finished Parker Porter in incredible fashion, and his brother has just gone and done the same thing. He has good hands, good timing, can slip and react to punches, knows when to throw them and knows when to hold them, and I just do not think Austin Lane is prepared for the power that will be coming his way. I don't think Justin Tafa is going to flatline KO Austin Lane. I think it will be a TKO up against the cage or on the floor because I do not think Austin Lane will have an answer for that unworldly power coming his way from Justin Tafa. And I do not think he's going to be able to show Justin Tafa anything he hasn't seen before. I don't think he's going to be the hardest person to ever hit Justin Tafa, and I think Justin Tafa is going to walk right through Austin Lane in a first or second round TKO. That's the Mystic Morg's pick. He is the favourite to win this fight, and he has more UFC experience. He has that dog in him, hits like a truck, and he's got a chin. I have watched this man take some hard punches and then knock the mofo out. So my pick, Justin Tafa, KO, TKO against Austin Lane. Let's go. Next up, Manel Cap versus Felipe dos Santos. This is... Felipe dos Santos, for lack of better words, is a lamb to the slaughter, sacrificial lamb to Manel Cap. Manel Cap has a close split decision loss and a decision loss, I think it was unanimous, to the now champion Alejandro Pantoja. So all that tells me is that this man can hang with the best of them. And look, bro, Felipe dos Santos could be really good, really good, but the thing is he just simply does not have that experience at this high of a level. My man was meant to be fighting on Dana White's Contender Series and is now fighting Manel Cap, who was meant to be fighting, number 3 Kai Kara France. Manel Cap is a beast, absolute animal at flyweight, and he stole that show at the UFC 293 press conference. Absolutely stole the show, telling 6'4" Israel Adesanya to sit down, pulling a knee and go, sit down, shut up and think about what you've done. He's telling him to shut up and sit down. He's standing there, a little midget next to him. All Israel had to say was that he was short, when his teammate Kai Kara France is even shorter, sitting right there. So he probably had a sook about that. And yeah, he dominated the press conference. Even when he was getting booed, he really did not seem to care. He shouted out the Lebanese community in Sydney for some reason. Bro's from Portugal. I got no clue. He was like, where are my Lebos at? Or some shit. And I thought it was hilarious. And Tai Tuivasa just goes, oh, he hangs out for Lebos with 2 days and wants to fight everyone. I thought that was hilarious. That was a very funny comment. But that being said, Manel Cap's going to run through Felipe in 1 round. It's just a difference in levels. Manel Cap's a beast, and I do see him having a rematch against Pantoja in the future. Next up, Mr. FTA Shea Western Sydney. What's doing Adelaide? Tai Tuivasa from the area. That is Australia's man. That is our national hero next to Robert Whittaker, and he's fighting the 6'7" Russian from Alexander Volkov. And if there ever was a story to win a fight in your backyard, it's against the 6'7" Russian. However, as much as my heart tells me Tai, as much as that gorgeous face is telling me to pick him, I simply, going off his fight against Cyril Gane and even Sergey Pavlovich to some extent, I do not think that Tai responds well to a tall man's game. I do not think Tai responds well when the opponent is able to keep him at range with either Sergey Pavlovich's 80-inch reach or Gane's front kicks, or the same with Volkov's front kicks. Yeah, I simply think that Volkov's kickboxing experience and his front kicks up the middle and that reach will be too much for Tai Tuivasa. And if there is a finish coming from the way of Alexander Volkov, he's not going to flatline Tai, but I do see him finishing him to the body with either a front kick or just a hard kick to the body or something along those lines. Tai's shown in his fights against Cyril Gane and Sergey Pavlovich, he does not respond well to tall men keeping him at range. He struggles to get in, and when he does start making his way in, he leaves himself open to get hit, and he doesn't have a head made of cobblestone. You know, he is human and he will take those punches and he will go down. That being said, Shea, bruh. FTA, Tai Tuivasa, 2nd round knockout. He's going to run at this Russian. Well, boom! Knock this mofo to the floor. Knock this boy out. He's going to do it. He's going to do it. He's going to knock out Ivan Drago in his backyard. And that's a Mystic Morgs prediction. Forget everything. Forget everything I just said. Tai Tuivasa, 2nd round finish. He is going to jump on Volkov and he's going to fold. Fold like a lawn chair. That is that. What are the odds on this fight? Minor underdog for Tai Tuivasa, even better. Tai Tuivasa has got this. Watch the dub. Watch the dub. Mystic Morgs predicting it. Undefeated, undisputed. Now, the moment we've all been waiting for. Israel Adesanya versus Sean Strickland. Now, first thing I want to point out about this is, look at these odds. Those odds are ludicrous, and if I was going to put money on anything, I put a cheeky tenner on Sean Strickland to win, make myself, what, $40 and 40 cents, some shit like that. I would 100% bet on Sean Strickland because those odds are ludicrous. Sean Strickland is easily comparable to Marvin Vettori, Jared Cannonier, and all the top middleweights in the UFC, if not better than most of them, and none of them would have odds like that. I have no idea what makes the odd makers see Israel winning that clearly. Don't get me wrong, I think Israel Adesanya will dominate for 5 rounds, and I don't think Sean Strickland will have much to offer Israel whatsoever. He does not have enough tools to challenge Israel. He's got a good left and right and combos and this and that, but Israel's seen it all before. And he's seen it all before from people who hit much harder than Sean Strickland, much, much harder. That being said, let's talk about the press conference really quick. How's that? How's that? I was just looking at a video up here. Let me get rid of that. Look, I'm sure I'm not breaking any news. I'm sure everyone's heard about this already. Israel Adesanya, you dirty, disgusting bastard. Fiddling with dogs. Diddling your dog's willy. Are you cooked? Are you cooked, cuz? And thank God for Sean Strickland calling that out at the press conference. One thing I will say is, Israel Adesanya, look, I'm not claiming, I grew up in a nice house. But Israel Adesanya grew up with servants, this and that, you know, very privileged upbringing. Sean Strickland is a man of the people, for the people, by the people, free speech, this and that, guns, monster trucks, dirt bikes. That's the Haps. I, for one, am sick of the painted nails, frosted tips, therapy sessions, TikTok dances, doggy fetishes. I'm sick of it. He's cringe. He's the cringe lord, like Sean Strickland said. Get this man out of my division. I don't give a damn. I know I just said Israel's going to win, but I don't care. Sean Strickland is going to win 46-47. He's going to win by 1 round over Israel Adesanya. That's the Haps. That's the Mystic Morgs prediction. But anyway, the press conference called him out for his doggy stuff, and he sat there. Woo! He sat there so embarrassed, bro. He had absolutely nothing to say. And now he's coming out and just being an absolute weirdo about it. He's trying to do like a... I think MMA Guru put it perfectly, trying to do an 8 Mile where you start making fun of yourself. But the thing is, yeah, making fun of yourself so other people can't make fun of you. But the thing is, that doesn't really work when it comes to like being sexually inappropriate with your dog. Like, that's not really, you know, that's not like living with your mum or being poor. That's like, no, you're a proper weirdo. And I know Sean Strickland ain't no angel, but the thing is, Sean Strickland owns it. Sean Strickland knows he did some messed up things. But the thing is, he's a mature enough person to know he is a better person now for it. I know he punched a fan. That would have just been a light tap. He's a lot of talk, a lot of bravado, but I just feel like he is a good man, and I cannot say the same about Israel Adesanya. So, my brain tells me Israel Adesanya 5-round nomination. My heart, and for the sake of the world, for the sake of freedom of speech and the sake of the people and the sake of our issues being talked about in the media on a high profile by a champion. Pardon me, guys. I would love Sean Strickland to win. I would love it more than anything else. But that has been Morg's UFC 293 prediction video. It's a bit rushed because I had to record it again, and I do have something to do, so I'm sorry if the quality is a bit lower, and I'm sorry for coughing in the microphone because I am a bit sick at the moment. But if you enjoyed, please like and subscribe for more. Remember, if Morg says it at the house on undefeated, undisputed, that's the Haps, that's the facts. Mum, so stay tuned for my UFC 293 card breakdown and another undefeated pay-per-view. Take care. Have a lovely day.